You're sitting in the finance office. You've already agreed on the price of the car. That part's done. The salesman shook your hand. Now you're with a different person. He's pleasant, professional. He slides a paper across the desk, says the payment is $479 a month. You thought it would be lower, but he explains the extra coverage, the protection, how it all makes sense at this stage of your life. You sign. You drive home. Over the next 6 years, you will have paid $7,000 more than the car actually cost. And you won't realize it until the loan is almost paid off. And I know what you might be thinking. I've bought a dozen cars in my life. I know how this works. I'm not that naive. And you're not. But the finance office changed. The tactics got sharper. And there's one specific play they run on buyers over 60 that most people never see coming. I saw it run hundreds of times. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. I spent 6 years working in the finance office at the dealerships I ran. That's the room after you agree on the car. That's where the real money gets made. Not on the car, on everything around the car. And there's a specific combination of products, fees, and financing tricks that, when bundled together the right way, can cost a buyer $7,000 or more over the life of the loan. It doesn't show up as a single line item. That's the point. It's spread across the contract in a way that makes it almost invisible. My own father sat in that room, 74 years old, came home with a new F-150, 75-month loan, interest rate 3.5 points above what his credit should have qualified him for. $4,200 in negative equity rolled in from his trade. Just under $5,000 in add-ons he didn't understand. When I looked at his paperwork, I saw every single move I'm about to explain. And when I asked him why he didn't push back, he said, "Well, they seemed like good people." That sentence ended my career. I'm going to walk you through the exact breakdown. What the $7,000 actually is, how they get you to agree to it without realizing you did, and the 3 specific things you say in that room to stop it from happening. Let's go. Let's start with the number. $7,000 isn't a dealer fee. It's not one charge. It's the total cost of 3 things combined. First, the add-on products themselves. Extended warranty, gap insurance, paint protection, tire and wheel coverage, maintenance plans. A typical bundle runs $4,500 to $5,500. That's money you're spending on top of the car. Second, the interest you pay on those add-ons, because they finance them into the loan. You're not just paying for the warranty, you're paying interest on the warranty for 6 years. That adds another $1,200 to $1,500. Third, dealer reserve. That's the commission the bank pays the dealership for marking up your interest rate above what you actually qualified for. On a senior buyer with good credit who doesn't push back, that markup can run another $1,500 to $2,000 over the life of the loan. Add it up, you're at $7,000, sometimes more. Here's how they present it. They don't show you an itemized list and ask you to approve each thing. That would give you time to think. Instead, they build everything into the monthly payment and present it as one number. Your payment is going to be $479 a month. Not the car payment is $395 and the warranty adds $84 a month, just the final number. And then they anchor you to that number by asking a question. Does $479 a month work for your budget? If you say yes, you just agreed to everything. The warranty, the gap insurance, the markup, all of it. And most buyers don't realize that's what just happened. And if you're over 60, listen carefully here, because this is where the tactic shifts. The finance manager has been trained to read your age and adjust the presentation. With younger buyers, they sell the products as performance add-ons or resale protection. With older buyers, they shift to safety language, peace of mind, fixed income. You don't want to be caught with a major repair bill on a fixed budget. It's not always dishonest. Some of those products do provide coverage, but the language is chosen specifically because it works on seniors. You've spent your whole life being responsible, planning ahead. The finance manager knows that, and he uses it. I had a woman in my finance office, Margaret, 68, buying a certified pre-owned Honda Accord. She'd done her homework. Negotiated the car price down $1,500, came in sharp. She sat down at my desk and I walked through the payment. Told her it was $425 a month. She paused, said, I thought it would be lower. I said, well, that includes the extended warranty and gap coverage? Most people at this stage want that protection in place. She looked at me, thought for a second, then said, okay, that makes sense. She signed. The warranty cost her $3,900. She financed it over 60 months. With interest, it cost her just over $4,500. And she never questioned it because I framed it as part of the payment instead of a separate purchase decision. But you don't need me in the room for this. Here's how you stop it. When the finance manager gives you the monthly payment number, say this: before we go any further, I need you to break that payment down for me. Car only. Then show me each add-on separately with the monthly cost of each one. Then stop talking. Let him write it out. Once it's on paper in front of you, the decision becomes real. You're not agreeing to a payment. You're deciding whether you want to spend $4,800 on a warranty. That's a different question. This is the kind of thing I spent 26 years learning from the inside. If that's useful, subscribe. I put out a video like this every week. All right, let's keep going. Now, I have to be fair. Some finance managers will break down the payment without you asking. Some dealerships have policies that require full disclosure. Not every store runs this play, but enough do that you should assume it's happening until proven otherwise. So that's how they present it. But there's a second layer, and this one's harder to spot. The reason this tactic works so well on buyers over 60 isn't because you're less sharp. It's because the industry changed underneath you. 30 years ago, the finance office was a 10-minute handshake and a signature. You financed through the dealer or you paid cash. There were no extended warranties, no gap insurance, no tire and wheel protection. The products didn't exist yet. Now the finance office is a 90-minute appointment with 16 different product options, all of them presented as normal parts of the car buying process. And if you haven't bought a car in 8 or 10 years, you walk in assuming it still works the way it used to. The finance manager knows that, and he adjusts. I sat through the training sessions, brought in by the warranty companies and the finance software companies. They don't call you seniors, they call you mature buyers. And they teach a specific approach. Don't rush them. Use softer language. Emphasize protection over performance. Reference grandkids, fixed income, peace of mind. Avoid industry jargon. And this is the part that bothered me. Frame the products as things responsible people do so that saying no feels irresponsible. There's a line they teach. I heard it 50 times. Most of our customers at your stage of life want this protection in place. That sentence does two things. It tells you other people like you are buying it, so it must be smart. And it ties the purchase to your age, which makes you less likely to push back, because pushing back feels like you're proving you don't understand. You're not naive. The industry got better at this, that's all. The tricks got sharper. The language got softer. And the people running the plays are trained professionals who do this 40 times a month. You do it once every few years. That's the gap they're counting on. I had a man named Harold come through, 71, trading in a paid-off F-150 for a newer one. His trade had some rust, high miles, but it ran fine. We offered him $6,200 on the trade. Actual auction value was closer to $4,000. So we gave him $2,200 over market. He sat down in my office feeling good, felt like he won. And because he felt like he won on the trade, he didn't push back on anything else. I sold him a 72-month warranty for $4,400 that he'd never use. Gap insurance he didn't need because he put money down. And a maintenance plan that covered oil changes he could get done anywhere for $30. Total cost of those add-ons over the life of the loan, with interest, $6,800. He drove off thinking he got a great deal, and in his mind, he did. Because we let him win on the trade, so he'd lose everywhere else. But it only works if you don't see the whole board. Here's the part most people miss. When you finance an add-on product into your loan, you're not just paying for the product, you're paying interest on it for the entire length of the loan. A $3,900 extended warranty financed over 72 months at 6% interest costs you an extra $700 in interest. So the real cost is $4,600, not $3,900. Multiply that across 3 or 4 products. Add in the dealer reserve on the interest rate, and you're at $7,000, sometimes more, and none of it was necessary. There's a disclosure form. It's called the Retail Installment Sale Contract. It's the one you sign at the very end. Buried in the middle of that form is a section that lists every add-on product by name and price. It's required by law. Most buyers never read it. They flip to the signature line. The finance manager doesn't stop them. He just slides the page over and points to the line. If you read that section, you'll see exactly what you're buying, and you can cross things out. Right there, before you sign. It's your contract. You're allowed to do that. Before you sign anything, say this: I need 5 minutes to read through this contract, specifically the section that lists the add-on products and their prices. Then read it, out loud if you need to. If you see something you didn't agree to or don't want, draw a line through it, initial next to the line. Then say, I'm not purchasing this, adjust the contract. They'll tell you they have to reprint it. Let them. You're not being difficult, you're being careful. There's a difference. Now listen, not every finance manager is trying to take advantage of you. I worked with men who explained every product clearly, gave buyers time to think, and never pressured anyone. Some of the best people I know are still in that chair. But the system is designed to move fast, to bundle things together, and to make it easier to say yes than to say no. And when you're the buyer, you don't know which kind of finance manager you're sitting across from until it's too late. So you treat every transaction like it's the hard one. That way you're covered either way. Here's the thing that gets me. This tactic works on everyone. Younger buyers get caught in it too. But it works better on older buyers because older buyers are more polite, more trusting, less likely to make a scene, and the finance office knows that. I watched it happen over and over. A 35-year-old would push back, ask questions, walk out if they didn't like the deal. A 70-year-old would sit quietly, assume the person across the desk had their best interest in mind, and sign. That assumption is what costs you $7,000. So that's the play. That's how it works. Now let me tell you what to do about it. Here's the common thread. This only works if you don't know it's happening. The finance manager isn't doing anything illegal. He's presenting products, disclosing prices, and asking you to sign. But he's presenting them in a way that makes it hard to say no. And he's counting on you not reading the contract closely enough to catch it. The second you know how the game works, the game stops working. So here's what we covered. The $7,000 is the add-ons, the interest on the add-ons, and the dealer reserve combined. They present it as a single payment instead of separate decisions. They use trust language on older buyers. They move fast, and they hope you don't read the contract. You don't need to remember all of this. Here's what matters. When the finance manager gives you the monthly payment, make him break it down. When he hands you the contract, read the add-on section before you sign. That's it. Those two moves stop the $7,000 scam before it starts. You've worked your whole life for the money you have. You've earned the right to spend it the way you want, not the way a finance manager wants. The person across that desk is doing a job. You're making a decision that affects your finances for the next 6 years. Those are not the same thing. Before you walk into that dealership, do 3 things. 1. Get pre-approved for financing through your own bank or credit union. Write down the interest rate they approve you for. Bring it with you. 2. Decide ahead of time which add-on products, if any, you actually want. Extended warranty, gap insurance, maintenance plan, whatever it is. Make that decision before you sit down. Don't let the finance manager make it for you in the moment. 3. Tell yourself right now that you're going to read the contract before you sign it. Out loud if you need to. It's your money. You're allowed to take your time. My father came home with that F-150. 75-month loan. Interest rate 3.5 points too high. $4,800 in add-ons he didn't understand. When I asked him why he didn't push back, he said, well, they seemed like good people. I'm sure they were. But good people in a bad system will still take your money if you let them. You don't let them. Next video, I'm walking you through the exact questions to ask before you even sit down in that finance office. Questions that'll tell you in 30 seconds whether you're dealing with someone straight or someone running a play.